In the mid-1970s, nestled in the quiet suburb of West Pittston, Pennsylvania, the Smurl family believed they had finally found peace. Jack and Janet Smurl were ordinary people, raising their 4 daughters in a duplex that seemed perfect for their growing family. Jack's parents lived on one side of the house, while Jack, Janet, and their children lived on the other. It was supposed to be safe, familiar, and comforting. But soon after they moved in, their dream turned into one of the most terrifying hauntings in American history. At first, the disturbances were small, almost easy to dismiss. A stain appeared on the wall and spread without explanation. Pipes leaked even after being repaired. Drawers and cupboards refused to stay shut. Janet believed the house simply needed more maintenance, but Jack wasn't convinced. As the years passed, the activity intensified. The family began hearing strange sounds at night, scraping, banging, and footsteps pacing between rooms when no one was awake. By 1977, the experiences escalated into something far more sinister. Shadowy figures darted through hallways. The smell of rotting flesh permeated rooms without a source. Lights flickered violently, even when bulbs had just been changed. One night, the family dog was hurled across the room, whimpering in terror. Janet herself was often overwhelmed by an unseen presence, hands grabbing her arms, pulling at her hair, whispering her name in guttural tones that chilled her blood. Jack, a hard-working man devoted to his family, soon became a target as well. He described being physically assaulted in his sleep, pinned down by a force he could not see. On several occasions, he claimed a demonic figure appeared in the bedroom, its form twisted, its eyes burning with hatred. The entity, it seemed, had chosen not only to haunt the family, but to torment them relentlessly. For over a decade, the Smurls endured escalating terror. Their daughters woke screaming in the night, describing the same black mass hovering above them. Objects moved on their own, heavy furniture sliding across the floor with impossible strength. Neighbors reported hearing screams from the house when the family wasn't home. Visitors left shaken, refusing to return. In desperation, Jack and Janet turned to the Catholic Church, begging for help. But local priests were reluctant to intervene, hesitant to acknowledge what was happening as truly demonic. The Smurls' credibility was questioned, their sanity doubted. And yet, the activity never stopped. It was in this time of despair that they reached out to Ed and Lorraine Warren, the well-known demonologist couple, whose cases later inspired the Conjuring films. Lorraine, a clairvoyant, and Ed, a religious demonologist, visited the home and almost immediately confirmed the Smurls' fears. Lorraine described sensing a dark, malevolent force, something inhuman. The Warrens believed multiple spirits plagued the home. A harmless presence of a young woman, a violent and abusive entity, and a demonic being determined to break the family apart. The Warrens attempted several blessings and interventions, but the activity only grew worse. Jack was attacked repeatedly. Janet described being sexually assaulted by an unseen force. Their daughters were scratched, shoved, and taunted by voices. The duplex itself seemed alive, walls shaking, objects levitating, lights bursting from fixtures. The family was trapped, unable to afford moving, and too proud to abandon the home they had built their lives in. As word spread, the Smurls' haunting became the subject of media attention. Some dismissed them as attention seekers. Others accused them of fabricating stories to cover marital problems. But the family remained steadfast, insisting that no one could understand the suffering unless they lived it. Reporters, priests, and investigators entered the home. Many left convinced that something unnatural dwelled there. Others refused to speak of what they had experienced. After years of torment, the church finally authorized a formal exorcism. Several were performed, each with limited success. The phenomena would cease for weeks, sometimes months, but always returned with greater intensity. By the late 1980s, the Smurls were exhausted, their lives consumed by a force that would not let them rest. Eventually, in 1989, they moved out of the duplex. The activity followed them briefly, but diminished over time. By the early 1990s, the hauntings seemed to have stopped altogether. To this day, no one can fully explain what plagued the Smurl family. Skeptics argue psychological stress, misinterpretations, or outright fabrication. Believers hold firm that the Smurls endured one of the most terrifying demonic infestations in American history. The case became the subject of books, documentaries, and eventually part of the Conjuring universe, cementing its place in paranormal lore. But for Jack and Janet, it was never about fame. It was about survival, about enduring years of psychological and physical torment from something beyond human understanding. Their story ended not with dramatic triumph, but with quiet escape leaving behind the house that had become their prison. To this day, the Smurls case remains unresolved, lingering as both a warning and a mystery. Whether demonic or psychological, real or imagined, it shattered a family's sense of safety in their own home. That, perhaps, is the most terrifying truth of all.